Today's guest is on the November 11th ballot, has the best hair, we say, in local law enforcement.
Trina says.
Okay. Okay. After 3 terms, Sheriff Mike Lucas has announced he is not seeking re-election. The sheriff's office operates on a 4-year term, and the only candidate to file for this position, without further ado,
You said it right.
Josh Ostrowski!
Yay!
Please join us. So, Lemur,
How are you?
thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Welcome, Captain Ostrowski.
And I'm going to call him Josh, isn't that? I just, it's so weird.
Well, I have more respect for him than that, so
Oh, geez, Louise.
I'll use his actual rank.
People on TikTok, help me out. All right,
Military
so
organizations appreciate that chain of command. It's very important for the internal
is.
morale of everyone who works in the agency.
it is, but I have a little more personal relationship. Not over the years, but my father and my mother worked with both your parents, separate employers. So both our parents knew each other very well.
Long time.
Small town. All right, so my first question, and I'm excited. Oh,
Let's go.
Josh, arrest her. She's beating me up with these toys she brought today. What are these, like pointer thingy dingers?
Just things to make you laugh.
Oh, good. And what's up with
toys.
this? You think Josh is gonna?
What are you criticizing my table decorations?
Oh, what is this?
Everyone, you guys all remember, we've had a we've had a firefighter on here in the past, and Trina, and a veteran of the United States Air Force to talk about the honor flight. And Trina brought in the most ridiculous, gaudy bunting you've ever seen in your entire life. And now she's criticizing me for bringing in a radio, scanner.
I was thinking you were going to have Josh on speed dial if we ever need him. So that's for. Sorry,
I don't have anything else.
That's a firefighter radio, by the way.
I understand that, but I don't have it. It's the closest thing I have to, other than blue sunglasses, to kind of show my support for law enforcement. I have nothing else that's anywhere close. So we could dress our table
with thingy dingers.
And I'm sure all the first responders are laughing at me right now, and that's total. I'm fine with people. Honestly, people laugh at me all the time. I'm good.
Message us if you have any comments. We could address them on the show. All right, let's get this party started. So, right away, when and why did you realize you wanted to be in law enforcement? And I personally do not know what and how old you were and why you decided to do that.
That's like 5 questions in one.
Good.
All right.
Well,
it's a lot.
I guess my story's not the perfect one or the dream story. Like, I was in kindergarten and I wanted to be a police officer. That's not the case. I didn't know that I was going to be in law enforcement until I got into college. I went into college undecided and got into criminal justice type courses, and that's where my interest grew. Then I think it was my senior year of college, I was able to have an internship with the Portage County Sheriff's Office, and what the stuff that I did there and learned there, riding with the deputies, doing projects, crime scenes, traffic scenes. That's when I really knew this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. So.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, that was 98, fall of 98.
I feel old right now.
I was just wondering how many of our listeners were not born yet
Yeah.
in 98. We're that age now where
we need glasses.
the younger generation might not have been born at that time. That's kind of sobering.
Okay, wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your experiences in Portage County Sheriff's Office, like certain things, that maybe were difficult or not so difficult, or things that hit home or that were important to you along the road here, or what you've done maybe.
All right. I guess for me, it's easiest just to kind of do it chronologically and start off from the beginning.
Perfect.
So I started up at Wausau PD, actually. I worked up there for 18 months prior to coming home down to the sheriff's office here. I started off in patrol. I worked patrol, night shift, day shift, PM shift for like 3 or 4 years, and then I had the opportunity to get into drug investigations. I was the drug investigator for the sheriff's office for about 5 years. Very interesting. Learned a lot. Fun. A lot of hours, but at the time of my life, it was great because I was able to work a lot of hours, and we did some really, really big cases. After the drug unit for about 5 years, then I got into general investigations. I was a major crimes investigator, did anything from thefts and burglaries all the way to homicides.
Oh, wow. After
that, I got promoted to the road. I was a road sergeant for a while, and then I was able to go back to the detective bureau as a supervisor in our detective bureau, and that led me on to a lieutenant's position. In 2019, I took the captain's position that I have now, and I am currently the undersheriff as well.
Wonderful. That is very impressive. All right, Brandy, what you got? Do I want to know?
You
Questions
say you
about
got
any of that?
promoted to the road. Explain that, because I don't think people understand. Promote doesn't sound like promotion to the layman's ear.
Yeah, so when I was in the detective bureau, I did general investigations, and then there was an opportunity to go and be a supervisor on patrol. So the title was road sergeant, so I was a road sergeant on patrol. I did that for like 18 months or 2 years. I don't know what the exact time frame. It was great. And then I had the opportunity to come back to investigations in the same rank, sergeant of the detective bureau. So I was a supervisor of the detective bureau. So
you're the guy who responds when the angry driver goes, "I want to talk to your supervisor."
I'm that guy. Yeah, I was for a while at least. Yes.
Oh, wow.
What's something about being in law enforcement that surprised you after you were in the job for a while? What is something that you went, "Oh, I didn't think it would be like this," or?
Well, it might sound cheesy, but when people think of law enforcement, most of the time you think of, and it's just the nature of society, I guess, you think of all the negative stuff. And when I got into law enforcement, what really surprised me, still surprises me to this day, I stop at the Quick Trip just down the road a couple times a week, and there's always somebody that tells me thank you, or thank you for your service. There is a lot more thank yous that you receive than the negative part of the job. So that surprised me a little bit. Probably could have came up with a better answer, but
that's fine.
You're doing great.
I think I'm often surprised when I'm reading through the blotter of police and sheriff calls at how many calls there are for you stop to help someone with a flat tire, or someone's car broke down, or whatever. But there are lots of calls for motorist assistance, and I just think that's pretty cool, because you don't get used to seeing that. You get used to people calling in noise complaints about their neighbors upstairs, and my ex-husband is late dropping the kids off, and that kind of thing. So
yeah, and the goal is to come up with a solution, whatever that solution may be. Our deputies, they change tires all the time. If it's a snowstorm, they'll babysit if they have to, because somebody has to be somewhere for a little while. Not that that's something that we do all the time, but whatever it takes to get a positive outcome.
Here's a question. You mainly only cover Portage County. Can you explain where the cutoff is there? Because I've actually seen, I think it was Park Ridge or something, where we couldn't get the city guys there. Not the fire department, but the city guys, there was a call, and a county guy came, a county police officer.
So it really gets... It's really detailed. It gets really specific in some areas of the county. It's general jurisdiction. So our jurisdiction is the county, meaning townships, villages. The village of Park Ridge is the sheriff's office jurisdiction. So if there's an accident in front of, let's say, Walgreens.
It was actually Walgreens, and I was sitting there and nobody was showing up.
Our deputies would respond. It doesn't mean that Stevens Point, we all work together, so it doesn't mean that Stevens Point PD would drive by. They would stop, and they would make sure that, but the actual paperwork and the investigation would be conducted by the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Now, Stevens Point PD has, their officers are deputized, Plover PD's officers are deputized, so if we need assistance, they can come out into the county, and vice versa. So.
It's the same with UWSP police officers. They're deputized as well?
Yes.
Is that right?
Good to know. I didn't know that, Park Ridge. That's why it was a bad accident, and nobody was showing up. And I think there was a first responder.
How long ago was this? I thought you meant like last week or something. I'm like,
just before we got snow, there was a really bad accident there. No, I'm not kidding. And the first responder, somebody showed up, and we were like, "Where's the city?" Like, it's yonder down the
But
road.
you can't think like that because you have no idea what calls they're already out
Yeah.
on. One guy could
no.
be in the middle of delivering a baby,
Yeah,
and the other
no.
guy could be chasing a bad guy who's wanted for drugs. I mean,
Yeah, and I only heard this because people were really upset that nobody was coming, and it was
so did you witness this, or
no.
is this a Facebook thing?
No, oh gosh,
You saw this on the people of
Where-
Facebook have done a real disservice to this community.
Another thing, thank goodness, maybe Josh will be leaving. She's going to let it rip about the Facebook stuff. So this is going to be good.
That's separate from what we're talking about here.
No, it was a really bad accident, and it people were complaining, and I was like, they're probably busy, as the city.
Yeah. I can assure you that if Stevens Point PD was available,
They would have been
and
there.
close, they would have been.
No,
there.
I know that.
Same with the
Yeah.
state patrol.
That's what I said.
None of us are big enough to
Yeah.
handle everything.
Yeah.
We all work together. That's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, and no ill intent
Yeah.
against the Point PD at all. It was just I didn't know either. So thank you for clarifying that you guys do cover Park Ridge. Well, I didn't know that.
Town Hall is another tricky one. They have like pockets, out by Fleet Farm on the east side of
What?
town
Sure.
that in neighborhoods where just the process of annexation hasn't happened for that particular area.
And then there's like 9 homes on Country Club that are technically inside Hull.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
Glad I asked
interesting.
this question because I had no idea this was a thing.
It's a whole Pandora's box.
Oh
honestly.
my gosh! Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. All right. So why sheriff? Is this can be a very difficult position and a demanding job in itself. And I know you have a family. Why sheriff?
Yeah. So
Or
two questions.
rather,
First-
why the
first-
hell do you want to be sheriff?
Yeah.
Two part.
Two part. The first part, why? This is my home. This is
Born and
Trinity,
raised.
Born and raised. My family's home. Here forever. I'm proud to be from Portage County. Proud to say that I'm from Portage County. I'm proud of the Portage County Sheriff's Office. I've had many opportunities there, and this is probably the best way. It's time. It's opportunity and timing. Really, this is my way to give back. The answer to your second part is I'm not alone. I've had that the team at the sheriff's office is awesome. There's great employees there. The another cheesy one.
No, this is all. This
So
is
the
great.
top floor of any building is only as strong as the floors below it, especially the foundation. So and there's great people at the sheriff's office we're all on the same team, right? So it's a tough job.
Yeah.
And again, like I said before, I had a front row seat for the last 6 or 7 years. I worked side by side with the sheriff, so I feel like he's told me that I can put him on speed dial and he'll answer the phone. So kind of know what to expect. I'm sure there'll be stuff. There'll be some curveballs in there.
Yeah.
But, we'll address it as a team.
I was really excited when I heard you announced. I was like, oh my goodness. I was excited about it because you're born and raised here and you've been here and doing amazing things already. So I was excited for them.
What part of Portage County were you born in? Or where
I was born in the Polonia-Rochelt area.
Were you
Attended
from
Rochelt
home?
schools.
What I should have said. Who were
Attended
you from
Rochelt
home?
schools.
Rochelt.
UWSP.
Yeah. My grandma was from Rochelt, so sweet. Bittersweet.
So when the zombies rise, how will the folks fare in Rochelt compared to the urban areas of Stevens Point?
They will be fine, trust me.
Luke Combs, there you go. There's a couple songs there I can relate to doing the Rochelt.
What?
I gotta do it. I'll play you the songs.
I have no interest in listening to Luke Perry. Or
It is okay.
Whatever.
There's this thing we have. I went to a Luke Combs concert.
and she won't shut up about it. She still talks about it.
We've got some, okay, country
Okay.
boys out in Rochelt.
That's fine. I'm curious, nationwide we've seen this move to include AI-assisted dispatch into a lot of law enforcement. Some people call them dispatch centers. Some people call them Comtech centers. And we have the communication center here. And so I'm going to use those phrases interchangeably. But we're seeing that move into AI-assisted dispatch. And I'm curious, what is your opinion of this?
Yeah, big controversy, right?
Trina's not looking or listening right now.
My opinion is if it helps the communications center, it's no secret these people in there are the most passionate, dedicated, hardworking people that you've ever met. There's been a staffing shortage in the communications center since I've been involved with the administration, the sheriff's office. That's 2019, and we've struggled to get back to full strength in there. So if an AI assisted dispatch helps us with non-emergency calls, it helps alleviate some of the workload so that our communication technicians can focus on the public safety radio traffic within the county and the emergency calls. Why not? That's my opinion. If it relieves stress, helps with the staffing shortage, and it alleviates some of the burnout. Let's try it, right?
Yeah.
So something 70 or 80% of your calls were non-emergent last year. Were non-emergency calls.
Yeah. Now you're question. Now you're.
I think it was
That's my number.
I would feel like that's accurate. That's very accurate.
I think it was like 211. It was a lot of calls.
It's basically a very customizable and it's a glorified kind of phone tree.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of the calls, the Portage County Communications Center has kind of evolved into the switchboard. They'll point me in the right direction. They'll get me to the right place, and it's kind of taken away from that main focus of taking care of all of the first responders through the public safety radio channels and radio traffic and the emergency side of it, getting the emergency calls fielded, the resources in the right place in a timely manner.
Because it's for years and years and years, dispatchers were called the 4%ers. It's kind of a nickname for them because there was some study done somewhere where something like only 4% of the population has the mental ability to do that kind of multitasking.
Absolutely. Yes. And we do part of the hiring process within the communications center is something it's an online testing platform. It tests your active listening and your multitasking, everything at the same time. They have 6 screens in front of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a very demanding, difficult position. I mean, talk about not taking your work home with you. I mean, same thing goes for you guys as well. You get a difficult call, and that's a hard one.
But should they go from having a difficult call where they had to maybe talk someone through CPR to, when Notre Dame in Paris was on fire? And one of your dispatchers took a call from an elderly gentleman who was just beyond himself upset. And I walked into dispatch. I was getting some general photographs from a distance. And this particular dispatcher, a very tall male dispatcher, had his head down on the desk and was just shaking his head and going, "Yes, sir, I understand it. It breaks my heart, too." And he's talking this poor older fellow through something that the older fellow was very traumatized by. And he did it professionally, but at the same time, how many other calls were trying to come in at the same time? So that's...
It doesn't surprise me. That paints a perfect picture of what they deal with. One minute they may be delivering a baby, and the next minute, somebody's wants directions somewhere.
Sure.
That's typical.
So why are you the only candidate running? Why hasn't anyone else run for this position?
I don't know. God answered my prayers, I guess.
But do you have any thoughts as to why? And I'm not. This is not a negative remark on anyone in the office or anyone running or anything like that. I'm just curious. Do you have an opinion?
I don't think that it's a simple answer. I can laugh. Makes my summer a lot less stressful, right?
Sure.
God answer my prayers. Because it's initially now it's uncontested. I think internally. It didn't surprise me because we prepared ourselves. As an agency, I've been there for going on 26 years. We've gone through some processes in the past where there's been multiple internal candidates, and it creates a divide.
Sure.
There's stress on a department. It takes a while for that to heal, and a lot of the older, more tenured employees at the sheriff's office, we didn't want to see that happen again. So the topic was discussed. We didn't know if Sheriff Lucas was going to run a third term. So
Fourth.
Well, a third even the last time
Oh,
around.
I see.
So
Oh,
this
wow.
discussion has
Oh,
been
wow.
this
A
discussion
while.
has been going on for 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I could name some guys specifically that we talked, like who's next. And like I said earlier, timing, opportunity, and I was the one that would always say, if it's my time, I'll do it. You know, I owe it to the community. I owe it to the sheriff's office, and you know, let's have some fun, I guess.
I know. I'm excited to watch this election play out. I'm excited. Do you feel this position should be a partisan position?
I do not.
Why?
Okay.
You know, it's the state constitution has it written. It's in the state constitution. That's why it's on the November ballot. Mm-hmm. And if you know elections, so the sheriff's elections are mandated to be on the November ballot.
Yes.
The November ballot is the president, Congress,
Governor.
They're required to be partisan elections. Mm-hmm. That being said, the sheriff's office is a partisan election. Now, I think that has, over the years, has evolved. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of interest in some portions of the state regarding sheriff's elections, so maybe money has something to do with it. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. But the real answer would be it's on a November ballot, and the November ballot is a partisan election. That's why the sheriff's office is. We're not going to respond to a crime scene or a traffic crash and ask you,
what party you're affiliated.
What political party are you affiliated with? Yeah. You know, the sheriff's office, law enforcement in general, has to enforce the laws fairly, without prejudice, and that's the bottom line.
That's actually an interesting distinction that I never realized needed to be said out loud. Earlier this year, late last year, there was a fire in Dewey, and the gentleman had a Donald Trump sign in his yard. And as firefighters were putting out the fire, he came up to me and said, I was really worried that the firefighters might not do a good job because of the Donald Trump sign in my yard. And I never thought people would think that way. I didn't realize that would even be a thought in someone's mind, that a first responder may or may not do a job based on the candidate's sign I have in my yard. I just thought that was
interesting. It wouldn't even cross my mind, to be honest with you. And I've been involved with public safety for
long
27
time.
years.
Yeah. Wow, I never even thought of something. That's really sad.
I'm still learning every day too.
Wow, it kind of catches me differently a little bit.
So
there.
I'm kind of wondering if do you have any? A lot of the calls that you guys respond to don't end well. Not all of them, but some of the things that you respond to are not very nice. And I'm wondering if there are any funny calls, or we worked really hard and finally found the bad guy calls, or is there anything that stands out from your time in the sheriff's office so far that you're able to share a little bit about? And I apologize, maybe we should have warned him we were going to be asking about this. There's probably so many calls to choose from.
Does it have to be PG-13?
It does have to be PG-13.
All right, well then that eliminates about 99% of them.
I
think I could come up with one though. You know, public safety in general, law enforcement, firefighters, they're practical jokesters, and a lot of times it's between each other. You know, one profession versus the other. There's a lot of just to pass the time. You know, and it's maybe a coping mechanism even too. Humor, practical jokes, asking me about a funny one. So when I was in the detective bureau, I worked a lot with child protective services, adult protective services from the Portage County Health and Human Services. And I'm not going to mention any names. If they see this, they'll laugh. But I was working on a particular case. There's an elderly woman that was being taken advantage of like a financial elder abuse. So we were dealing with the elderly woman, and APS agents, they knew her from previous interactions, and I didn't. So they weren't surprised, and they laughed. After we got done with all of the financial information and the facts and getting the family involved and getting the resources, this elderly woman inappropriately propositioned me in front of.
I was like, "Where's this going?" I was like,
in front of that. So the APS.
Wow.
They laughed. I didn't.
Josh was like,
it made me blush almost as much as the introduction. So it started off with me blushing.
I'm surprised she isn't stalking you now.
It was a great outcome. She got the resources she needed. Family got involved, but they got a chuckle out of it.
And I've really seen their banter. Have you ever gone to one of their the fundraisers you guys had with Culver's?
Oh, yes.
The banter
I
between,
go
like,
to-
it was really good.
I cover the rescue task force every year. I go to I go to more fire than I do police trainings because fire is more. Firefighter will be like, oh, come on in, I'll show you everything. Let me show you every single piece of equipment I have. You guys don't, because you really can't. A lot of your equipment is confidential, and you're trying to keep it from the bad guys, so that's understandable. But they're all jokesters. The trash talking between police and fire is wonderfully epic. And the Guns and Hoses game every year. Do you play in that? Or you did?
I used to. Now I have a lot of younger, much more athletic deputies that do it.
But you've heard the trash talking. It's usually quite family friendly.
I was part of it.
It's a lot of
Ron
fun.
Hebler and I.
Oh yeah, he's
I actually got to witness that at the Culver's night, the fundraiser. It was kind of neat. Everyone was kind of like, it was cute. It was neat to see. Running off of that one. What about I love this. Running off of that one. I love this. So, what is your advice? Gosh forbid you pull over a 16-year-old who gets first time pulled over. What advice do you have for them, going home and, oh my God, I got pulled over. And, for the 16-year-olds out there that are just getting their driver's license, freaking out, 9 and 11.
Yeah, this is an easy
9
one.
9 and 11. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what is 9 and 11?
Can you help
Because
me on
9
this?
is here.
I said this.
And 11 is down here. Where are your hands on a wheel?
Or like whatever.
To the
it
young
is.
people who might be listening, do not utilize the 9 and 11 because I think that's going to cause some problems.
I remember it was either my grandfather or my dad. It was kind of a joke. And it was like, oh my God. And that's literally now, ever since that bad accident I was in, I literally am like, oh my God, all the time.
Well, if you wouldn't have had your hands at 9 and 11, maybe you wouldn't have had that accident.
Right?
Okay, Josh, correct me on that one. It's kind of a joke. But anyway.
This is a simple one for me. I have 2 teenagers at home, so it's the advice that I'd give them. Be polite, be honest. In most cases, if it's your first time being stopped, it's going to be, unless it's a really severe infraction, it's going to be an education.
Yeah,
it's going to be a learning lesson. And, the law enforcement's not out there. In central Wisconsin, all of the law enforcement that I've dealt with, they're not out there to just write you a ticket or get you, especially a young driver, where they can make it a learning lesson. And to be honest with you, that young driver is going to learn more from that interaction than they would from a citation.
For sure, like an impactful, respectful type stop. Hey, you make some changes here and there, and I love that. Thank you for answering that.
If I'm driving in a dark area and I don't feel safe pulling over, can I legally keep driving to a lit parking lot before? No, I that happened to one of my sons at one point, and
you could, as long as it's a good explanation and a good reason. You could also pick up your phone, call 911,
and they're behind you.
Yeah.
If you don't get hit by
here's what's happening. Is this what should I do? Is this something that I should do? Yeah.
Outstanding.
So if you ever question if a real police officer is behind you, I've heard a lot about this too. Just call 911.
Yes.
But the nice thing about law enforcement in Portage County is I think on all 3 of your websites, even possibly UWSP Police Department, there's all your pictures. We can see who all of you are on the various websites for local law enforcement.
If the sirens are going and they're behind you, you're not going to grab your phone and be scrolling. Wait a minute.
No.
Excuse me, just a minute. Is this guy behind me?
We've got so many law enforcement officers who are so involved in so many things across the community. Their photos are taken all the time. Their pictures are all over social media. Yeah. It'd be pretty hard to be a law enforcement officer in our county and not have your picture somewhere online.
For sure.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
What advice might you have for the first-time voter this year?
Ooh.
First-time voter?
First-time voter. If someone's voting for the first time this year.
Vote for me. No, educate yourself. A lot of times you see voters, they'll vote either one way or the other. And my suggestion is educate yourself on who you're going to vote for. It's not hard, especially with the resources out there today to really find out who somebody is.
Sure.
As a mother, no longer teenagers, I get told, I'm not, Mom, just leave me alone. I'm not voting for that. They never always agree, or they sometimes agree with me, but, it's I don't like that now. I can't tell them
I would never.
OstrowskiForSheriff.com. There. That's
yes.
a good resource.
That's the
for
next
you.
thing I was going to ask you about.
That's yes.
You're on social media as well?
I am not. I have a website.
Wow.
And I have an email if somebody wants to ask me questions.
Okay.
Would you care to give your email as well?
The email is ostrowskiforsheriff@gmail.com.
All right.
Got some really nice flyers. These are very nice.
Is there anything we didn't ask you about that you want to include? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, it's been interesting.
Well, we try to make it very
We try to
interesting.
make it
We
fun.
wanted to talk to you about this grand shoot turkey.
Oh, I got it.
The infamous turkeys attacking my squad.
Have you?
Oh, yes,
Have
yes.
you seen that?
Trina just saw it for the first time the other
She's
day.
sitting
and
there.
She almost
We're-
wet herself laughing so
We're
hard.
sitting there at a
I
local.
admit, it's quite hilarious.
Yeah, and she's like watching this, and she's like, "You got to see this." I go, "Is this like a joke? Like, did this really happen?" She's like, "No, this is really a call." And then the guy's like, "I don't know what to do. I honked my horn."
He took it as a challenge.
It's like I don't know what to do. He's challenging me now. It's a turkey and a police officer, and he was
A foot pursuit, yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
So is
Definitely
there something
pretty
we can send our viewers? It's called the Turkey Attacks Squad Car Video, is what it's called?
You can just look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's family friendly and it's hilarious, and your whole family will be in stitches.
And you guys have never had any animals versus...
Not as good as that one, no.
It was
We
so
did
good.
have a bobcat that ended up
in the grill?
in the grill.
That's right.
Yeah, and that one went
Viral.
viral all
Wasn't
over
it?
worldwide. Yeah, we were
yeah.
having we had requests
Oh, wow.
for that one from all over.
Oh, wow.
And you didn't hit the bobcat. The officer just how did
we
it wind
helped.
up in the
We
grill?
assisted with the Wisconsin DNR removing it.
But how did it get in the
In the
grill?
grill.
Did we ever figure that out?
I'm sure somebody knows the reason. I don't.
Yeah. I remember that now, vaguely. Wonderful.
Yeah, that was. But no confirmed Bigfoot sightings in Dewey or anything like that. Or
No.
Lots
Okay.
of bears, deers. I had
deer is
I just
plural
had
of
to-
deer.
I just had to do
I'm
it.
just saying.
Yeah, I just had to say it. But anyway,
Joshua Ostrowski,
yes.
thank you so much for coming
problem.
on and sharing your time with us. You're absolutely welcome to stay if you want.
He's like, I'm out of here. I can see this one not staying.
I can tell you though that the guests that have stayed for the whole show did not regret staying because they had a good time.
Mary stayed. We had a really good
they
time.
had a good time, but
please get out, do your research on your
oh, I thought you were telling you to get out.
No.
Okay.
Get out, do your
Get out.
research on your candidates. Election we have, and you are not on there because you don't have a primary. So this is great.
That's right.
August 11th would be the primary. And
Yeah,
then
November is the main, so that's kind of cool. You don't have to have a primary. Be excited. Are you going to be in any of the parades?
I'll be at
Yeah.
a lot of the events to say hi and pass out some information if
Yeah.
people have questions.
Wonderful. Well, please reach out. Anybody who has any questions. And thank you again from the both of us.
Absolutely.
We were
Thank you.
ecstatic that you were going to come on
Thank
our
you.
new podcast. So thank you. We wish the best to you. I wish.
All right.
I wish him the best too. I can say that. It's okay for me to say that.
We always worry because,
I can't give support for any one candidate over another.
I know, but
so,
he has no other competition.
doesn't matter.
All right.
We did a story on a sheriff's candidate a number of years ago, and this particular candidate was a Republican, and we received several phone calls about this candidate's past from community members. And after doing a little bit of due diligence, we found his arrest video. He got rather colorful. Well, everyone does when they, have too much to drink. And even after we ran the story about his arrest, he still got 10,000 votes. So it's hard to not get discouraged as a news reporter when you see what's going on and you find these things out and people vote for him anyway. And we did CCAP you. I know you're clear.
She tells us now after we have him on the show.
Everyone
God, right?
who runs for public office should expect to be vetted. And I think if more journalists were doing that job, we could clear out the clown car really fast.
Well, and I agree this should be a nonpartisan. I love that answer. That was a spot on. I think I agree with that.
I don't know that I've met a sheriff who thinks it should, in the
I've
past
never
10
asked.
years, I have not met a sheriff who thinks it should remain partisan. That seems to be pretty much across the board. Most sheriffs think it should be nonpartisan. So
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes.
I don't know, but I agree with that one for sure. Well, thank you. Are you thinking on staying?
No, I'm going to take off.
Yeah, my red hot take might get a little spicy this week.
Whatever.
Yeah, I've got a good story. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys for allowing me to spend this time with you.
It was our
Thanks for
pleasure,
coming
and
on.
thank you for running. I'm excited about it. I'm very happy for you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to
care.
see you.